Happy Foods. Happy Foods. 242. 242. Happy Foods. 242. Food galore just for you. Happy Food. 242. Food galore just for you. This ain't no talking show, it's a eating show. Sasha Laurel is the host of Happy Foods. 242. Food galore just for you. Happy Foods. 242. Food galore just for you. Happy Foods. 242. Food galore just for you.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite girl, Sasha Laurel, and welcome to another exciting episode of Happy Foods 242. And today is a collab show. We're hooking up with Bristol Wines and Spirits and a company called Pinpoint 242. You might have seen them around Instagram, Facebook. We are at Premier Crew. Obviously, this is the Bristol Wines and Spirits property. Let's go inside and see what all they got in store for me today. Alright, so we are now inside Premier Crew. Mask, we still in a COVID environment, but we are socially distant. I have Kyle Stubbs. He is the sommelier and wine manager here at Bristol Wine and Spirits. And I also have Sasha, remind me of your last name again. Bristol, who is from Pinpoint 242. And they pretty much put this show together. So I want to start with Sasha because she was really the orchestrator. Just tell me a little about Pinpoint. What is Pinpoint Bahamas?
Okay, so I'll take off my mask as well.
No problem.
Well, Pinpoint Bahamas is our official name, and basically it was founded by myself and my partner, Derek McIntosh. And what we are essentially is a curator of events and experiences. And that basically means that you can come to us to find out everything that's happening in the Bahamas, events, experiences, tours, different things like that, because our goal is to encourage people to discover and explore local.
And events include food.
Yes.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. But tell us a little bit more about like the food aspect of it. Is it that, let's say I'm flying in, or maybe I have a group of friends and I want you guys to plan a dinner or birthday. Is that something Pinpoint Bahamas would do?
Well, more so what we do actually is people reach out to us and they're kind of like, okay, well, we're new to the island, or we've kind of been to the island before and we want to know where's a new place that we can try, or we're feeling for sushi, what are the best options for sushi? So we're like the go-to directory or that best friend that can really give you that great advice on where to have a good meal, or depending on what you're feeling or what type of vibe that you're in.
And then you could just send them to, a Happy Foods episode.
There you go, and just
perfect synergy. So we're gonna bring in Kyle here. Kyle, obviously, we will be doing something with wine, and Kyle, like I told you before we shot this, the show is shot in advance. And so we are coming off the Christmas season, holiday seasons, and sure, Bristol had sales upon sales, and Bamans love to drink. But just tell us a little bit about what Bristol has to offer around, 12 months out of the year.
Absolutely. Well, we pride ourselves as the leading purveyor of premium wines and spirits. But beyond just trying to make the sale, is to bring those experiences and activations to the consumer, right? And so, together with Sasha, wine tastings. It's really exploded this year.
Yes.
During this pandemic, which is awesome, right? It speaks to just about everybody understanding and making this pivot, and then Bristol's just being that big support behind all of these initiatives. So there's some folks out there who've been doing some virtual wine tastings, but for us at Bristol's, it's all about experiences. So no virtual tasting or no in-person tasting, it's the same. And then to bring in some of our food and beverage partnerships, right? So like today, we have Cherries and Brie to speak about grazing boards and cheeses and meats and local delicacies and pairing them with wine kind of thing. But throughout the year, learning opportunities both in person and virtually. That's in wines and in spirits. Then just nice unique events. working with partners like Pinpoint Bahamas to make certain that we are offering these events that customers are looking for.
All right, Kyle, they say no question is a stupid question. What is the difference between a wine and a spirit?
Very good question. So a wine goes through fermentation, a spirit goes through distillation, right? And so a wine would end up at a alcohol percentage between 10 and 15%, right? Once we break that 15% barrier, we're into some different category, like a port style wine, right? Where we would have fortified and added a spirit. When we get into the spirit side of things, we're distilling. So we're literally creating an environment where we're removing some of the unpleasant nuances inside whatever the raw product is. If it's potato and vodka, if it's grape inside wine to get us the cognac kind of thing. But that distillation process, the evaporation of these spirits also carries our alcohol percentage skyrocket. You know, we talk about we can get up into 90-95% proof on that kind of conversation.
Trying to knock people out.
We don't. We like to educate you on the potential of you being knocked out, right? But once you know that, chances are you will try to enjoy as opposed to indulge and end up getting knocked out kind of thing.
Gotcha. Now, Sasha, let me go back to you for a minute. If I want to contact Pinpoint, I need a number, I need an email. I know you guys are on all over social media. Give me all that important information if I'm in the position that you spoke about earlier, so that people can know how to reach you or Derek.
Well, to reach us, they can check us out on social media, of course, at Pinpoint242. They can also email us. They can also email us at info@pinpointbahamas.com, and then they can also contact us at 525-8718. But we also have all of that information on our social media pages, so they'll be good.
Okay, so make sure y'all check out all of that social media pages. Pinpoint 242. Sasha, do you guys have a physical location, or because of COVID right now, we want to do everything in that virtual space?
We don't have a physical location right now, also because of COVID, but also because it's very business smart at the moment. And being young entrepreneurs and developing a new business, we want to kind of set the trend that it's okay for you to not have a physical location. It's okay for you to not, invest so heavy in hardware and equipment. Just get the essentials, and as long as you have the plan and a passion, then you can execute whatever it is that you put your mind to.
You're like a little inspirational. I feel like we got, happy food moment or something. Kyle, back to you. There may be someone stuck under a rock that doesn't know where Bristol is. Tell us where Bristol is. Give us all of Bristol social media information. If I'm having an event or I need to email or I need to call, give us all that information as
Super.
well.
So we're very strategically placed throughout the entire country, right? So we're inside Freeport. We unfortunately lost two of our stores during the last storm, but we still have a presence inside Abaco. We have a store in Harbour Island, as well as Governor's Harbour, then we're in Zuma. Here in Nassau, we're at Blake Road, on the top of the hill where we are at Glasgow Road, East Bay Street, the bottom of the bridge, across the bridge, inside the plaza where Scotiabank was,
Right.
and then our last location is Southwest Plaza, right? When it comes to events, wine specifically, I'm passionate,
This is what you do.
right, and so sometimes to my faults that I would, on my personal information.
Okay.
Right? So first and foremost,
You give us if somebody call you and they just was like, Kyle, I don't know, I like you or something like that, the more
this is
be careful what you give us on the show.
No, but on my personal gram, I also always talk about wine, so it's never a problem.
Okay, so what is your
message me
personal
at that
information
end,
as a professional?
So, but personally, 427-4265. And that's Kyle.Stubbs@Bristol.bs, right? And for us at Bristol's, right? It's Bristol.bs is our website. Bristol Bahamas on Facebook. Bristol Bahamas on Instagram. We also have Premier Crew on Facebook as well.
Okay.
But Kyle.Stubbs@Bristol.bs, and we filter that information to wherever it needs to be, to kind of thing. But it's, I kind of welcome you into the Bristol family.
Don't hold happy food.
He's
Don't hold. And just before we go to a break, just tell us a little bit about Premier Crew, the space that we're in. I know you guys probably rented out for private. So give us
This is the brainchild of our president, Juan Bacali. We refer right?
Okay.
But this was an intent to bring a serious presence of wine inside the country, right? Hence the word Premier Cru that speaks to classifications inside the French hierarchy of wine.
And it ain't one crew, or it ain't one air crew. It's Premier Cru. I know your name is called. Y'all be hearing like one air.
No,
It's Premier Cru. I've heard that. That's all you want.
It still happens, right?
I hear it all the time. All the time.
But this is two folds. Downstairs here is our boutique retail. So wines that's not readily available inside our Bristol stores. Wines that sometimes we just bring in for hotels. Or just wines in general that some of our influential customers might ask us to hold on to and bring in kind of thing. Upstairs is just training central and events, right?
Okay.
So whether it's wine or spirits training, virtually or in person, or it's small tastings or small parties, we all make it happen. Unfortunately, this year has been very trying for us, or last year has been very trying for us. But we do render the property, weddings, parties, that kind of events. We also do our in-house operations where there's larger wine tastings and so on and so forth. This is just a multi-use space, whether it's, right after a funeral next door, folks will come and have a really fast kind of thing. Weddings and weddings receptions, birthday showers, baby showers, wedding showers, all of that kind of make it happen kind of thing.
Alright guys, so we have information from Sasha, we have information from Kyle, you all know what I like to say. This is not a talking show, it's an eating show, and today will be an eating and drinking show. Stay tuned, you're watching Happy Foods 242.
Stay tuned to more Happy Foods 242 after these messages.
Welcome back. You're still watching Happy Foods 242. We're still at Premier Cru. We have Sasha at the table with me, and you'll see Kyle come in a few minutes. So Sasha, we have a nice, how do you pronounce the proper name? You know how to pronounce the proper name. I want to say cheese boy.
Listen,
in the Bahamas.
It took me a while to figure it out.
Okay.
But the actual pronunciation is charcuterie board.
Oh,
yes, it's
charcuterie, because I was saying I wasn't saying the right thing. But a cheese board is essentially what it is. I mean, it's more than cheese.
It's actually, and this actually isn't quite a charcuterie board because it's a bit more expansive. This is actually a braise board. So the difference is the charcuterie board is more traditional, where you just have a specific selection of pure meats, whereas a braise board you have more variety. So you'll see that we have special meats, special cheeses, and this was actually provided by a local Bohemian company called Cherries and Brie, and they specialize in creating these artisan gourmet braise boards. Yeah.
Now you can find her online. You can find her on IG. I actually just followed her from the Happy Foods page, so make sure to follow her. All of her information is on Instagram, so that's Cherries
and Brie.
Cherries and Brie. Yeah, Cherries and Brie. So make sure you follow them. She did a phenomenal job.
Always.
It's like art.
It is. It's simply exquisite, but it doesn't just look good. It also tastes good. So I don't know if you want me to go in and tell you.
Yeah, go ahead, because I go to.
Okay, so let me tell you what I see. So of course we have our traditional salami, and over here in the corner we have tomato and basil cheese as well. We have onion and honey chutney. I see we have blueberry goat cheese right here in the middle, also with traditional goat cheese. We have some blue cheese as well.
I see my favorite meat, that's prosciutto.
Which one, definitely, yes, you have to get the prosciutto. And her prosciutto, I don't know where she gets it from, but it's phenomenal. This here, I believe this one here is a guava jam. We got some good old Gouda over here. We also have some chocolate cheese over here in the corner, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, she was telling me about that as she walked away.
And a little bit more savory pieces with some olives and some banana peppers for a little bit of a kick. And then of course, your traditional fruits, some apricots and figs, pomegranate, grapes, and kiwi.
Okay, so I'm gonna start putting together a little plate for myself.
Oh,
Kyle,
yeah,
come on, Kyle. Come right over, Kyle. Now, Kyle, my first question for you is something like this. would you like ask the company preparing whichever board it is, because this is a Grace board, correct? You would ask them what all they're providing, and then you would seek out, like, how do you pair the wines and the spirits with what you get?
That's exactly what you said. Cherries and Brie reached out and said, hey, here's what I'm thinking on putting on this Grace board, just to give you an idea, so you can be a little more streamlined in your pairing and the wines that you brought. And usually the conversation beyond that is price point, and then depending on the palate of the customer, right? Some palates are a little bit more mature than others.
Okay.
And so, entry-level wines versus sophisticated and complicated wines, just being able to meet the customer wherever they are, kind of thing. And I think, not 100% where you want Sasha's palate. It's
I mean,
like a combination
my palate is very extensive palate. And much I don't eat.
Pinpoint Bahamas.
Yeah, I don't. The only thing I don't do is, listen, I was watching an episode of Happy Foods and someone was like, she ain't a real foodie because she don't eat spice. I don't like spice. I just don't. I just don't. But, so talk to us a little bit about this.
So we're going to get started. So we're here, we're going to do a flight while we enjoy this Grace board.
Flight.
So with a flight, we're always going to start with something sparkling to open up the palate. We move through our light whites, and then we move into the reds. And Cherries and Brie did an awesome job to provide us with some elements. I think they pair extremely well, and then I got two fantastic ladies to give me their on-camera reaction. So this is awesome kind of thing.
Well,
so
I see Prosecco on that bottle.
She
so
ready.
I already see it.
Right. So Prosecco for us is going to be Cherries and Brie. Right?
Cherries and Brie.
So we want to see if we can get a piece of cherry and a nice Brie there. Prosecco goes through 2 sets of fermentation, but the second one is inside a large stainless steel vat. So it still has a little bit more fruit character than some of the champagnes we're familiar with. That secondary fermentation
This
is
is
the
the
bottling
Brie here, right?
process. Yeah, that's a great there. So we're looking, for a wine that has that carbonization in it, that has a good acid structure. When we talk about acid structure in wine, we talk about it either pairing well with an acidic food or being able to cut through texture. When we look at all of the cheeses on this board, Brie is more of a textural cheese than everything else we have for it. So jump in and let me know what you think.
So do you recommend that we drink first and then eat, or eat and
So
then drink?
2 things. So you're gonna take a sip, you can take a bite, and then you can follow it up with another sip.
Okay,
Right?
so
So you get a full
yeah.
impression of the wine first and foremost.
Okay.
Then you get an impression of the food by itself, and while you still have a little bit of juice left, put another sip behind it to see what's happening.
Ooh, I already see what I come in my
I love Prosecco. What is the name of this one?
This is Cavalier di Oro, and this comes from the house of Gabbiano, a nice Italian house.
Okay,
and that Prosecco does.
That sounds expensive, but what's the price point?
Sounds expensive. I'm a bargain wine consumer.
I love
right?
that.
Right, so it's $20 to $35, and this comes
That's not
right
bad.
now. This
That's
is
not bad.
$21
That's
Prosecco.
really good.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I like it. I think that's a little bit heavy color going on kind of thing. It wasn't intentional. They literally repackaged the bottle and sent it to us, and I'm like, it fits with us.
It is. I get it. I love it.
And this goes really well with the Brie. It almost wakens up the flavors a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. So what happens when we get into food and wine pairing is when we cut through the texture, then we allow everything else to express itself, right? So if we bring acid and acid, we balance and cancel out each other, and everything else that's on the board or on the plate kind of expresses itself, and that's what we enjoy. But before we move on to the next one, Gouda is like in wine where one or two grapes, we refer to them as utility grapes. You can do pretty much anything with it. And that's how Gouda is when it comes to wine pairing. So I just want you to take a little shot of Gouda with the Prosecco.
But I have some on here.
Before we move into the second one.
Sasha, we gotta save some of this for the boys, unfortunately.
Okay.
I just want to make sure they need to drink.
I love decline on those, but
Yeah, I mean, you can still talk, but I mean, just say plenty.
Yeah, just a little
Just a
bit.
little bit, you know.
Food is really rich.
What I also wanted to say too is with the Brie is not for everyone. If you're not a cheese person, you're not going to enjoy it.
It's an acquired taste.
It's an acquired taste, but I love cheese.
And I love the texture of it. It's really creamy.
Kyle, should I horseback this or leave this for and go to? You know, us Bahamians,
You can do what you want.
I'll put this one aside. I'm gonna be
I love the
diplomatic on this show.
Yeah.
tasting with a nice toast, so if we can leave that on the side.
Okay, no problem. I'm guided.
So just
I'm guided. I'm here for it all.
So we're gonna dive into the only dry white that I brought up today, which is the Chardonnay. Chardonnay, but it's California. So being led by the fruit character, but then again still having acid that allows it to be what we consider a food-friendly wine. But because the fruit
worst wine in the world.
I
I just hate dry wine. I'm being honest now. This may change my mind completely.
And that's what I'm hoping. And
All
it's
right.
not just the wine. Hopefully, this wine and cheese interaction might
Okay.
give you a little bit. Right. So let me just go ahead and give
She's looking at it like,
Dry white. I'm not a dry white. I'm a red girl. I'm bubble.
Oh, I'm a white girl. I like your brands at home. I
Okay.
think that's just absolutely delicious.
Yes,
And then when I'm doing that, then it's gin. Don't judge me.
That's crazy because
I mean, I wasn't gonna tell you bring up just the ratchet side, but okay. I'm a Stoli and tonic girl. Since we getting down like that, I'm a Stoli and tonic girl, so let's just put it out there. All right, guys. So we should.
So Chardonnay is that white grape variety.
It smells good.
Yeah, it's treated two different ways, right? So in the old world, it doesn't go through this process we call Monolithic Fermentation. It gives us a buttery sensation that we might be getting.
That was so deep. Like he looked at us so heavy.
The what?
Monolithic fermentation, just a chemical process where the bacteria or yeast is breaking down another yeast and turning it into a secondary form of yeast that's a little bit more pleasurable on the palate kind of thing. So in the old world, we see Burgundy in France. They give us Chardonnays that have this crisp green apple sensation and tight acidity. But inside California, they go through this process, monolithic fermentation, get rid of a bit of the green apple and give you almost like a ripe red apple. But then you get a buttery sensation and then a nice heavy coating on the palate, which is a little bit more approachable on our palate here inside of America kind of thing.
Okay, gotcha.
But Chardonnay, again, just like this Gouda. And I love Chardonnays because
So
now
we're
we can
using the
start,
Buddha again with this.
right? But we can
Okay.
also start to dive into a little bit of meats with the Chardonnay as
Okay.
well. So I want to say before we get into the peppercorns, we can just go with straight salami that we have. Mix and match with a little bit of Gouda. We can put a couple of green grapes behind that as well. And then speak to that combination.
I don't like dry, but I actually like this. Never.
Hi, you hear me say anything good to this? You know, you
I already come
you on your way. It's very like it is good. My father would really love this. Like he is a Chardonnay. This, all right. Okay.
And like
You
you said,
making the
it's not,
progress?
Yeah.
Moving in the right direction.
it's not sharp or anything. It's
Yeah, and it
subtle
doesn't it's not overpowering. But I also want to say it does to me. I don't know if that's because of what I've eaten already, but I get a hint of something sweet.
Yeah.
Not sweet, like not
Like
crap, but there's something there that I get.
That's that residual sugar left in the wine from those extremely ripe fruit in the California hot climate.
Did you hear the response? I wish I saw something. It is.
Kyle is, whenever I need wine, I know.
He
Y'all
is
see that 4-2, I memorized that, but I know it's 4-2 something. Y'all just call that. And then you get Kyle, make sure you're straight. Okay.
Alrighty. So,
I'm a believer in you, Kyle.
I appreciate that.
Yes,
Greatly
after
appreciate-
that, I'm definitely a believer in you.
Greatly appreciate that. So, our Bahamian palate still enjoys a lot of sweet stuff, right?
Yes.
Cherries and we did a nice job. There's some sweet components here. There's some bitter components, as well as there's some spicy components. So I had to bring the semi-sweet wine to the table. Okay. These things.
And I know this one.
I love a good Riesling. My favorite right now is called Blue Light Riesling. Wow, that one is really
that
good.
is really good.
I'm open to being changed.
I think you might like this one as well. I actually just recently tasted the Chateau Saint Michel, correct?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Look at you.
No, that's
I
fine.
can't even pronounce that the little
This is what Pinpoint is all about.
Okay.
You get the authentic authentic.
If you have not
genuine.
had a Riesling, you are not living.
Yeah,
Riesling
it's
is
missing out.
it has a good price point, and you can impress all of your friends with Riesling and pretend as if it's like a $100 bottle.
You know, and it makes you feel a little bit bougie.
Yeah. Sedity.
Yeah.
My friends taught me in the word. He said sedity.
City on a budget.
Alrighty.
And I must say again, Kyle, all of these can be purchased right here at Bristol.
Absolutely. All of our Bristol locations actually carry these brands that we have in front of us.
Okay, that's perfect. And he said Southwest Plaza, make sure you'll hit them up if you live in the South. And then there's by the bridge, hit them up, and you can just come here and buy some.
I also want to plug in, because I don't know if Kyle's going to plug in, but at Pinpoint Bahamas, we have to let people know that they do have an upcoming wine tasting. We're shooting this now in November, so they have an upcoming wine tasting in December, and they're making to planning a lot more in the future. So definitely we'll be promoting it, so people can tune into our page and also on Bristol page as well to see how they can enjoy this same type of experience either at home or at Premier Group.
So you all heard Sasha say it. Sasha and Sasha. Yeah, this show is just a really good
Double.
show.
Double dose.
Double dose, brother. Them in the body. See Kenny just shaking his head. Y'all can't see him like this here. He's probably like, mother's, like I gotta deal with two sides. But listen, I mean, it's now 2021. We are shooting the show in November. It's November 2020. But like Sasha said, make sure just always follow Pinpoint. They always got something, especially in their stories, like and it's moving. So nice and everything. So make sure follow Pinpoint, make sure follow Bristol, because they're gonna be doing some of these, the collaboration between the two companies, and I definitely will be. You only get my thing.
Oh, you straight. Don't
That's so
worry about
cool.
that. You on the list.
I don't even know why you
Come on.
made mention
Come on
of this
now.
now.
This is automatic.
Y'all know how you take, y'all know how I go.
I'm the team. I'm the team.
Hold on.
We can't leave them
Sasha
out.
causing problems.
We can't leave them out.
Stop.
You
We
said
cannot
we have
leave
to
them out.
share the board, so, you know, like,
I guess take it.
you know, they're working hard in the
All right,
back.
so let's go.
Okay, so Riesling. So Riesling, I love Rieslings.
I
mean,
love
the bottles
Riesling.
just make wine look
Do all these
Sexy.
things come in this kind of
Slim.
slim?
yes,
Yeah.
slender.
What's
It's
the reason
always
for that?
tinted glass.
Less calories?
No,
Okay.
don't, because it's more sugar, right? But it's just a style, right? We can see Chardonnay's bottle has a particular shape,
Right, right.
But sometimes they deviate from that. But this is an
Any Riesling
accepted.
that I've ever bought comes in
It's
a
slim
and
the
tall.
slim, tall bottle. Yeah.
And sometimes nicely tinted glasses, like a blue bottle or a bronze bottle kind of thing. But it just makes it look attractive. Like you said, you can show off, you can carry it over.
It looks a bit
Good.
good.
All right, Kyle. So what should we try with the
Semi-sweet, so we want to get everything that has a little bit of spice going on to try with this, right? So
I
with
got
this
piece of
little-
that cheese over there.
Right, that basil and tomato,
Yeah,
mash it up. You can try that with a little piece of pepperoni or this peppercorn that we have on the end here.
I want to try that. Yeah, like you can
She
made a whole-
She made a whole bouquet. I mean, fancy.
And
You
then
should have just pull out the middle.
Oh, that's what it is. Eh?
I pulled out the middle and mine just came right
Yeah,
out.
hold on, something else in
Yeah.
And then I would include a piece of
Just take the whole thing. Just take, put the whole thing on your plate.
a piece of pistachio nut here.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we do the same thing. Let's appreciate this Riesling first. Get a combination of those cheeses and meats, and then put the Riesling down behind it again.
Now, Kyle, I noticed with me, I have different kinds of glasses. Sasha, not so much. Should certain wines be poured in certain? I surely vote to. He's like, yes. I've been on this question all my life.
So,
please just tell us.
It was intentional on the two sets of glasses that we do because both can be used in a wine tasting. The shape and size of these glasses are the traditional wine tasting glasses, professional wine tasting glasses. And these are the glasses that you will find inside your restaurants. And the wine world is so particular now in the expression of wine in various vessels. That we're down to. It's perfect. Whereas sometimes have a little spicy kind of kick to it. So I started to offer, nowadays, most folks are moving away from champagne fruits and a smaller white wine glass. So you started off your champagne in what we call a modern day champagne fruit. Then we moved to the white glass and we had the Chardonnay in. This glass was for your Pinot Noir, but I didn't bring a Pinot Noir, so we just had a Chardonnay base.
I love this is my favorite glass.
And this is a Bordeaux or a Cabernet glass, and we're going to try both the Merlot and the Cab out of this glass. Again, you know, we speak about the consistency or the profile of grape varieties, heavier wines versus lighter wines, and how we want them to express and how we get more favorable impressions or not. Glass when it comes into place. I just want to start.
Why do people do this? I just doing this because that's what people do. But I don't know why I do it. I just want to look like everybody else.
We're swirling to increase the surface area contact between the wine and
You
the
gotta
glass.
stop with all this scientific increase the
But it is
simple
science.
show.
No, but it's science though, right? So we break down the science and the simplicity comes to the forefront kind of thing. But it's just to allow the wine to breathe a little bit more.
Okay.
The fruit characters to express themselves.
Okay.
Can I just say that I liked the Chateau Saint Michel, but now that I know exactly what to pair it with, I'm in love with it.
Well done.
I think you ladies
Well
might.
done.
Like I was trying to have
So
it on.
what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a little break. You're gonna take a break. You're gonna come back and we're gonna do the last pairing. Me and Sasha, we're gonna eat some water while we on the break. We're gonna do the last pairing. We're gonna get all that information again. We're gonna give it to you because I know some of y'all will write this down. Y'all want time number. So we can get all of that again. Stay tuned. You're watching Happy Foods 242.
Did you miss most of this week's show? Make sure to visit our YouTube channel to see everything from Happy Foods and Happy Foods Bahamas.
Alright, so welcome back. We're still watching Happy Foods 242. I still have Sasha. I still have Kyle is still here with us from Bristol. Sasha from Pinpoint 242. Kyle, come. So we're gonna go through these last two, and first of which is
Hey, Merlot. So I brought a Merlot because when we talk about braised boards, we talk about fruit character, right? There's some fruits that we can see, some apricots. And so I just wanted to bring out a Merlot that's a red wine that's really heavy on the fruit character. Again, to see how it goes. And I realized on the break, we went through those sharp chairs and I wanted them to hang around. But that's all right because cherries and we did an awesome job. And so, you know.
What about the olives?
Yeah, olives is an interesting
They already have a
flavor
flavor,
profile, right?
yes.
It's almost along the lines of umami, like what we get in asparagus and egg and that kind of stuff. And so that is our sparkling wine kind of thing. Again, the carbonization and the acidity to cut through some of those unfavorable nuances and give us the favorable parts of olive.
So
I'm not an olive person. by the
what
way,
we
so
have
I'm not
on,
that
what we
person.
have left is the boys came in here, y'all on a break, came in and they butchered the whole thing.
So we got some Gouda, so we still have our utility cheese that we can play around with and some stuff. We still got a little bit of meats that we can play with.
Okay.
I see a couple pieces of the chocolate cheese still left. I want us to hold on to that for the last one.
Okay.
So let's grab some Gouda. Let's grab some fruit. Right?
And can it be any of the fruits or what particular fruits?
Let's go with the. I see that's blackberry.
Those
Yeah,
look like prawns.
We grab some prunes. Right? We can still grab some of the grapes, the dark grapes, and we can. Well, like that's what I'm sharp cheddar.
There we go.
So the cheese and you want to take a prune.
Okay, and drink first.
All right,
Now,
so
I'm not
next-
a red wine.
And this is
person.
the what? The Merlot?
Yeah.
So
So again,
let's
California.
see. Ooh, this does have a beautiful nose. It's very sweet, very fruity. Almost
Right
like
fruit.
blueberries
Absolutely. Oh, there are some blueberries on there. We can put a blueberry on our plate and a blackberry.
This one for all my Anglican fans.
Yes.
That's the best way I can describe it, Sasha. Why you laugh?
Sasha.
Isn't it the perfect analogy?
It's a green wine.
Yeah. This is for all of my Anglican fans out there. Just for y'all. It's not my speed. It does not taste bad. But this is not for me. It's not for Sasha. I don't know if it's for Sasha. Okay, it's not for Sasha. It's not for Sasha. But the Anglicans here in the Bahamas.
Who've been missing communion?
Yeah. You've been missing communion during this COVID season. Cheers. Yeah, but it's smooth.
Absolutely. And that's why I love the California wines in this brand in particular, right? Josh is about making young-friendly wines to be drunk right now.
Is that the owner's name?
Joseph Carr was his father's name, and his friends called him Josh, right? So we just his son went with the name Josh, and they've been producing some fantastic wine for the last 10 years.
Okay, Kyle, take us straight into the
So this is the reserve of this same brand. So better fruit, and then they were very specific in the 3 appellations that they went through and picked these fruits from. But Cabernet gave us a little bit more body, so it's going to be the heaviest wine that we
Is
have.
that what you have in with the
And the decanter, absolutely.
Awesome.
So
See what I say babes. What is it called?
decanter.
Is there a reason it's in this?
Right, so it's a young wine, and so I decanted it or poured it as a young wine to quickly get the fruit character to express itself.
Really? They have these terminologies.
He's a sommelier.
He's a sommelier. He's a sommelier.
So we're going to go right ahead and...
So if I buy this, it would be best for me to have a decanter.
I would say for any red wine, it's like a decanter hand. Young wine, you know, entry-level price, luxury price, it's just always good.
So don't have your red wine at 1,000 and buy Kyle and pour a trade me
No,
glass.
no.
Because he would be upset. Appalled.
And then it's always good to let your wine breathe before you pour it, correct?
There's always some...
I know
1, 2, 3. There's some little volatile compounds, right? And so we have to be very careful of how we treat it in terms of heating storage.
Get a glass.
Kyle just be drinking every day, so.
You need to get it. I ain't gonna let him. He can have only 4 now. We have 5.
And I
All
have
us
us tipsy.
right, all us gonna be leaving it the same way.
This has a beautiful nose as well. It's not as pronounced as the other one. It's a bit more subtle.
You can take,
This
smell some
one
wood
definitely,
coming
you
off of
said
this
this is the
stuff.
younger version.
Yeah, but it's the younger version, but it's the higher quality level, right? But we're talking about 2 different grape varieties as well. But you picked up on something just now that what sensation brings bitter into the conversation, and we talked about bitter when preparing
I
food.
like this. I prefer this
I was
one
just
to
about
the
to say
first.
that. I prefer this. So does that mean that we're acidity?
Mm-hmm.
We're officially bougie.
That means
Oh, it's pinky finger. Pinky finger.
if there's a premium level and a luxury level, you ladies are luxury.
I'll drink to that.
All right, so Kyle, what
Any
do you
left
think?
over, no more chocolate, no, there's a piece
The
of
joys,
cheese,
you all,
that
everything.
you can find over there.
Everything.
That last
I have
piece of
one
sharp
of these there.
cheddar that's in the corner
Oh,
there.
I have a piece of sharp too.
We can bring a piece of pepperoni into this conversation as
We
well.
had no prosciutto. What's going on? How you
I have
doing?
a prosciutto.
I was going to say, I thought prosciutto went during the break.
No.
You bring the prosciutto into the conversation
I
as
have
well.
no prosciutto yet, man.
And then let's bring
That
blackberry
chocolate is
or
delicious.
blueberry into it.
Okay, I'll take a blackberry.
And make sure you get this last piece of chocolate.
That chocolate is delicious.
Now let's see what's
What
happening.
is it? Is it a cracker? It's chocolate.
It's
It's a cookie.
a cookie chocolate, but there are notes of like cranberry inside of it. That's a nice balance.
You keep my job.
You can definitely you did a promotion on this one. I think you've done an excellent job.
Kyle.
Sergeant Gandhi.
I
Let me sip it again.
We need to do a toast. We need
Hey,
to do a
I'm for
toast,
that.
Kyle, with your glass.
do indeed.
To Happy Foods, to Bristol and Pinpoint,
Hey.
and all the successes for the years to come.
Yes, drink to that.
All right, so just before we go, we'll start with Kyle. Kyle, please give all of our viewers all of the information that they need. Y'all do not call Kyle 12 o'clock saying, Kyle, I saw you on the show. I like your little haircut. I like that jacket you got. Please, bring me some wine. No, do not. This man is a professional.
Absolutely.
Kyle, please give all the information, whatever information you want to give out with respect to personal and your
Most
professional, with respect to Bristol, the location, all the social media information, website, number, email.
Okay, so location, right? Freeport, Abaco,
Shout out to all my
Zuma,
family islands.
absolutely.
Okay.
Harbor Island, love my folks in Harbor Island, Governor's Harbor. East Bay, across the bridge, PI, Southwest Plaza, Lake Road, our largest wine selection. Here at the top of the hill, Glastonwood, and then our UTK Premium Group. I'll start off with Bristol's 601-3000 is the telephone contact.
Oh, that's easy.
If you need to get to me directly, that's 427-4265. That's Kyle.Stubbs at Bristol.bs. Bristol.bs is our website. You can catch us at Bristol Bahamas on all social media platforms, as well as Premier Food Bahamas.
Just before I turn it over to Sasha, this chutney that was provided for us by
Listen.
Cherries and what's it called?
Cherries and brie.
Cherries and Brie. I'll make sure I'll go and look them up on IG, but it is.
Divine.
I want to say something else. It is. It just is. It has it. I don't know what it is, but
Mommy.
it is absolutely amazing. Sasha, Pinpoint 242. Remind people what Pinpoint 242 is and give us all the information that they need if they want to reach out to you guys.
Alright guys, Pinpoint 242 is our name on social media, and we're all about providing you with all of the events and experiences in the Bahamas. So if you're looking for something to do, something to try, something to explore, you want to come and check us out. Every Wednesday we post the upcoming listing of events. So if you want to know what's happening this week, just go right to our social media page and you'll be able to see that information. If you want to connect with us, feel free to reach out to us on social media again at Pinpoint242 or email us at info@pinpointbahamas.com.
And Kyle, just before we go, just run down again for us each one of the wines that we had. I tried to save it.
Absolutely.
People don't say ingredients. See, Sash?
Sorry.
So we started off with the
No, this was our first, right?
Prosecco, right? The
Right.
sparkling Prosecco we started off with. That's our brie and cherry pairing, and then we moved into the Chardonnay, and we had the Chardonnay on the side of our utility grade cheese, the Gouda, and we put a couple of fruits with that. Then we moved into our Riesling that you're still enjoying in a second.
Yes.
Right? Semi-sweet to take care of all of the spice
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
place.
It's a favorite.
And then we moved into a fruit-forward Merlot, and we finished off with the Cabernet. The Prosecco was from Gabbiano, Cabernet d'Oro. Everything else is from the Josh line. So it was Josh Varietal.
Alright. Josh, y'all need to send me a
Chardonnay.
check.
Josh, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I'm
The
Kyle
Merlot
too.
and the Cab. But absolutely. I just wanted to slide in here something that's going to be started this month that but this is airing, is our wine subscription.
So 2021.
2021. Shoot me an email. I just need a telephone name, a name, telephone number, sorry, a name, and an email address, right? You'll receive 15% on your wine purchases throughout the entire
Sasha,
year.
805-176. Sasha like going to gmail.com.
Consider
I'm
it
going to
done.
sign up twice as Sasha Umbersta and Pinpoint Bahamas.
That's
So that's
okay, we're
okay.
good. And then we move into 3 categories of wine subscription by monthly, right? The bronze level gives you 2 bottles, the silver level gives you 5 bottles. Absolutely. And it comes with a booklet that explains the wine, the tasting notes, and then some food pairing
Kyle,
suggestions.
what if they want you at their house?
427
Wait, you didn't
You
even
know, this is a
specify.
family-friendly show.
You didn't even specify what
This is
it
a
was
family-friendly
And
show.
it's for food and wine, and so if you need me at your house to talk about food and wine,
Uh-huh.
So if I want you to come, that would be something that you do.
That's
Okay,
possible.
wow.
That's possible. And just like we said, follow us on our social media for all of our virtual and in-person activations to come, depending on how this pandemic swings.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Sasha, thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.
This has been amazing. We've never done a show like this. This is the first of its kind. We're usually in the kitchen. It's usually a lot of hot air. I'm sweating. I'm fighting with the boys. It's just so much. But this show has been a breath of fresh air, guys. Make sure you check out Cherries and Brie.
Sure.
I have to continue. This is amazing. It was a piece of art, and I'm actually saddened that now looks like this. Y'all don't judge us. Don't judge us. Cherries and Brie. Check them out on all social media. Sasha, Pinpoint 242, Pinpoint Bahamas. Y'all just hit them up. I mean, we try and keep money in the economy. It's been
Yes,
rough.
for all of
We in
us.
the new year, and it's still rough. So please, we try to keep money in the economy. Make sure you hit up Kyle. Just go to Bristol and buy 1 bottle. Even if you want to drink it, give it to somebody. You know, make sure you support local Bahamian businesses or businesses that are employing Bahamians and partnering with Bahamians. That's very, very important. We believe in that here on Happy Foods 242. So that is it, and that is all, guys. You have just, and I need y'all to join in with me. You have just watched another Sasha, you good to go because you had like 5 glasses.
I
You think you got, okay.
Yeah.
You've just watched another exciting episode of Happy Foods 242.
This ain't no talking show, it's an eating show. Sasha Laurel is the host of Happy Foods 242. Food galore just for you. Happy Foods.